So it's funny. My dad spoke and written by the Army 17 different languages. So my dad, had a PhD in theoretical linguistics, studied under Fred Householder. So he was a pretty smart cat. And he was in academia, but he was also in the military. So my dad was the reserve military attaché to the South African Embassy. He was probably one of the foremost Western experts on sub-Saharan Africa, yada, yada. So funny story. So he tried to teach me German, Afrikaans, and English as a baby. And by age 2, they cut it out because they said, hey, that boy ain't speaking anything.
Yeah, right.
He's not so bright.
Right.
So in high school, started off 660 high school people in my class, Huntsville High School.
Wow.
Right? I think I finished 4th from the bottom. And the only way I got out was because the principal said, Kurt, you're not coming back. Who knew me? Joe England's a good dude, and he liked me. He said, I love you, but you're not coming back to school. And so they kind of forced me out of there. It's funny, I took the ACT back in the day and got into Alabama and Auburn. I have no idea how I got into Alabama. My dad said, it's not such a great idea for you. This is the other piece of advice.
Okay.
He said, you're going to go in the military. So, funny, ironically, the motivation for me to do that was the day after the failed mission to Tehran to save the hostages, the American hostages, where the 2 deserts went down in the Sahara.
Yeah.
It was April 23rd, and I think I joined April 24th, 1980. So I was still in high school. And my dad said, "This is what you're doing, Cat. Like you're not. I ain't paying a dime for your college."
Whoa.
And he said, "So I don't know what you're going to do." And so he said, "I'm going to recommend you go join the military." And he said, "And you can." And he said, "If you're really smart, go join the reserves. And there's a junior college in Boaz, Alabama. It's 50 miles from here. I think you can figure out how to pay for it." That's it.
Wow.
So I didn't have a plan. My plan, I was going to come back to high school next year because I was dating a freshman that I was in love with.
Yeah.
You know how guys are.
You had it all figured out.
I can relate. When people I use the term moron a lot because I can recognize a moronic activity because I had a PhD in it. Right? So I have a PhD in being a moron. So what I'm saying is I'm not insulting you. I'm just trying to tell you the truth because I want you to change your behavior because you're a moron and I recognize you continue to be moron because most guys are. They're morons.
Yeah.
Right? And they're you know what they're thinking about. They're idiots.
Yeah.
So I was in love, 18, dating a girl in high school. I was going to come back to high school. Can you imagine that? And not graduate. That's how smart I was. And my dad, having another wisdom, said, "Hey, man, you might want to join the military." So I did. And he said, "Go join the reserves so you can come back and go to junior college." And I went to junior college. Both those places were amazing. I went to Snead State Junior College in Boaz, Alabama. An amazing school, believe it or not.
Okay.
And then I joined the military, and literally basic training was the snap of the fingers. It turned my life around. It changed me from an underachiever in some ways, which I really was, and I was complicated, to an overachiever. And so, bam, within 2 years, 1982, a soldier year in the 123rd ARCOM, 4th Armored Region, 1st Army, yada, yada. Had scholarships, I went and worked for Hal Heflin in the D.C., the Senate in 82. He wanted me to go to West Point. I said, "I'm not a senator. I'm not giving up 2 years of college." Took a scholarship with Ole Miss. All that changed. That literally turned my life around. That one decision to go into the military that my dad suggested, which, by the way, is scary as hell when you're 18 and you're an underachiever and you have no idea what you want to do. And the military was in really bad shape. And but that one decision literally was the linchpin of beginning to change. So much so that I'm such a benefactor that if I could be benevolent dictator for 12 hours, just give me 12, and I get to do a couple things, I'd say, hey, you know what? Universal service, particularly for 18-year-old men. When you graduate from high school or you don't graduate high school, you turn 18, welcome, just like Israel, you join the United States military, man. And because I think it does so many things. One is it breaks you down in a way that recognizes, you begin to recognize there are things greater than yourself you need to serve.
Yeah.
2, it gets you to recognize you need to serve this amazing country, which is the greatest experiment in the history of the world.
Yep.
It's the most benevolent exercise in the history of the world outside the person of Jesus Christ. Despite all the faults of America, which revisionism is silly, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's still amazing. She's still a land of the free. She's still a land of opportunity. Yeah, she's a big, gigantic pain in the ass, and she will continue to be.
Yeah.
But she's amazing.